Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to continue our studies. This time we're talking about multiplication of decimals. Here are the steps to multiplying decimals. Step 1. Treat all of the digits as integers. Ignore their decimal value. Step 2. From the right side of each number, count the number of decimal places in both numbers. Step 3. Find the sum of the decimal places from both numbers. And final step, step 4, in the final product, locate the decimal point, that number of spaces from the right-hand side of the number. Okay, I'll try to explain it a little bit better than that. So here's our first question. We're going to multiply 0.03 times 0.7. So our first step told us to ignore the decimal point, and we're going to treat this, let me get a pen. We're going to treat this number as an integer. So I'm going to treat this as it were the number 3, because I'm going to ignore the decimal point and make this an integer, which would be 3. I'm going to treat this as the number 7, and I'm ignoring again the decimal point, so treating it as the number. So I'm really multiplying 7 times 3. That'll give me 21. Now, I tell my students, whenever you are dealing with decimals, because you multiplied by a decimal number, not a whole number, we are going to make a smiley face out of it. So let's get a red pen. I like red. So we're going to make a smiley face to see how many numbers were behind the decimal point. So here's our smiley face that shows 2 numbers behind the decimal point. I'll make another smiley face down here to show 1 number is behind the decimal point. Then I ask my students how many numbers were totally making up our smiley face. We have 2 up here, and we have 1 down here. So we have a total of 3 numbers that make up a smiley face. So our answer, which is 21, has to have a smiley face too. And I'm going to make a smiley face, so I have to have 3 numbers to make up my smiley face. So here's going to be my decimal point. So I already have 2, so what I need to do is put 1 more number to represent my 3rd number, because I have to have 3 numbers behind my decimal point. So I'm going to put a 0 placeholder there, and that'll be my smiley face. So my answer is going to be 0.021. That's going to be my answer. Notice I have 3 numbers behind. It looks almost like it's 21, but because we multiply by decimals, it ends up being a decimal answer. So our answer is going to be 0.021. So I hope you got that correct and understand how to multiply. So make your smiley faces. Here's a problem for you to multiply 2.12 times 0.5. So try it. Remember, treat it as a whole number. No decimal point. Just ignore it. So ignore it and multiply it out. Make your smiley face. See how many numbers behind the decimal point, how many numbers behind the decimal point down here, and then rewrite your number and make a smiley face in your answer. So check your understanding. If you understand it so far, great. If you're not sure, rewatch the video or write down your questions and bring them into class, and I'll be glad to answer them. Here's another question. There is 0.2 gram of calcium in 1 serving of cheddar cheese. How much calcium is in 3.25 servings of cheddar cheese. So it looks like we increased our servings from 1 to 3 times, or 3.25, as much servings of calcium. So let's get a pen, and let's go back to blue or black. So I am starting with 3.25 servings, and I have 0.2 grams of calcium. So I have 3 times as much servings of calcium in it. So that means I'm going to multiply. And if you remember how I said multiply by decimals, ignore the decimal point. Treat it as it were a regular whole number. So we're really multiplying 325 times 2. So let's multiply and get our number. 2 times 5, 10, carry the 1. 2 times 2, 1. I'm sorry, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. So our answer is 650. Now remember, we did not multiply by 325 times 2. We multiplied by 3.25 times 0.2. So let's make our smiley face like we did before. So let's draw it on there. There are 2 numbers behind here making up a smiley face. There's 1 number down here making up a smiley face. So how many numbers make up a smiley face? 1, 2, 3. That's right. 3 numbers make up your smiley face. So we have our number here, and we're going to make 650 into a smiley face, and I got to have 3 numbers behind my decimal point. So my answer is going to be 0.650. And that is my answer. And I'm going to mention to you, since it ends in a 0, I don't really have to write the 0 in decimal numbers at the end. It's just going to be 60.65, or like 65 cents. So my answer is going to be 0.65 grams of calcium is going to be in the 3 servings. So 0.65. So I hope you got that correct. So here's a problem for you to try, and hopefully you'll get it right. So it's good examples that we're doing. So here's a real life example about a eucalyptus tree. Grows about 5.45 meters in 1 year. At that rate of growth, how much will the tree grow in 3.5 years? So look at what's going on. It increased from 1 year to 3.5 times as many years of growth. So see if you can multiply your way into success. So I hope you enjoyed our lesson. If you understand it so far, great. If you don't, rewatch the video, write out your questions, and I hope you got something out of the lesson. So again, this is Dr. Robinson signing off. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.